my name is Carlos and I'm from Venezuela. I really hope you took the time to watch my previous video where I basically talk about how it was that I got ME-CFS. On this video, I'm just going to talk about very useful tips that you can use to treat your ME-CFS symptoms, okay? So as first tip, I have TMS sessions. TMS stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. So therapists or psychiatrists use this type of treatment on patients that are suffering from anxiety or depression issues. And however, I didn't use it for those purposes. I used it to treat my speech impediment, which I obviously don't have anymore. Thankfully, thanks to these TMS sessions that I went through, and also I used it to recover from my cognitive disabilities. So if you watched my previous video, you already know that after the last acupuncture sessions I had, I basically started stuttering. I started finding it really hard to read and count items and things like that. So even though I still find it a little bit hard to read, at least I can read now, okay? And as opposed to before where I just couldn't. And yeah, the same with counting things and counting items and doing math operations. I still find it hard, but it has gotten easier. Okay, so I've definitely experienced quite a bit of progress because of these TMS sessions. So these sessions or this type of treatment consists of a machine that is placed over your head, and it gives you electrical shocks, so for about 20 minutes. So don't worry, it is completely safe, okay? If it wasn't safe, doctors wouldn't perform this type of treatment on their patients. So you don't have to worry about that, okay? You're not gonna die from it. It's not like the electric chair or anything of the sort. So it's a pretty safe type of treatment. And but also another thing that you need to know about this is that it actually takes time for it to give you results, or for you to notice any type of progress or results. Because it took me, it wasn't until the 50th session that I had that I actually stopped stuttering, okay? So it actually took a long time for me to stop stuttering. And but yeah, I've so far I've had over 100 sessions of it now, and I've been doing it for the past 11 months or so yeah. It takes a long time. You need to be patient with it, and I used to go say, because I don't do it anymore, because obviously I've already recovered my speech impediment. So I do it. I used to do it twice or 3 times a week, and that's the normal, that's the standard. Yeah, so yeah, just go do that if you can, if you're able to, okay? Okay, so my second tip is to take vitamins, all kinds of vitamins, okay? So daily, for instance, I take around 9 or 10 different types of vitamins daily, okay? And every morning. And yeah, so if you notice me being a little bit hyper, is probably because of it, okay? So yeah, vitamins are extremely important, to regain physical strength, okay? So because the TMS sessions can only do so much for you, okay? For me, in my case, it only helped me with my cognitive abilities. It didn't help me or disabilities for that matter. But yeah, it only helps you with your cognitive issues, and but it didn't really help me, for instance, with with recovering from my physical weakness. So I still felt very very weak, after the TMS sessions. So it didn't really help me with that. However, the vitamins that I've been taking, they have had like a very positive impact, positive effect on me, with my in terms of my physical, strength. And the ones that I consider to be more the most effective are called L-arginine, L-carnitine. These couple of two vitamins, they're used mostly by people that go to the gym, to like lift weights and stuff. So they actually help you feel a little, a little stronger. Also, I take one called Ginkgo biloba, and I also take folic acid. I take vitamin C. Sometimes I take vitamin D. As well, I drink zinc, like a small dosage of zinc, and also a small dosage of magnesium. I also take vitamin B12 and B6. So yeah, I take a bunch of different vitamins. So and daily, okay, just so that I can like function properly. It's just so that I can like move around, move, from point A to point B, with more ease, or easily. And yeah, it's because for those of you who are struggling with ME/CFS, you're aware that, like, the even moving within, like, around your own house, it's a pretty difficult task, okay, to do. Especially in your worst moments, where you basically walk or move like an old person, like a super old person. So where your movements are kind of like like super slow, and because you feel like super heavy and stuff. So yeah, these vitamins have definitely helped me quite a bit with that. Okay. Also, it's very oh yeah. So in addition, okay, to all these vitamins, I also take a couple of prescription drugs. Okay, so you would have to talk to your doctor about this, because like I don't want to recommend you something that might not be good for you. So yeah, one that I take is called Abretia. That's spelled Abretia, but that's the name in Spanish. So you would have to figure out what the name in English is. Okay, if you Google it, I'm pretty sure you can find it. Also, the other one is called Lamotrigina. So that's spelled Lamotrigi. Sorry, wait, what? Okay, Lamotrigina. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yes. So again, this is the name in Spanish. All right. So you would have to figure out the name in English. And yeah, so another thing that has helped me is to drink or eat chocolate. Okay, it does help you. It does help with feeling a little bit more energized and things like that. Also, there's this plant. It's a totally legal plant. Okay, it's called moringa. So it's spelled Moringa. And I don't know the name in English, or in your own language. You would have to figure out the name in your own language. But yeah, you don't eat the plant. You make tea. You make tea with it, and it's supposed to help you with your cognitive problems and things like that. So yeah, that's that. And the third tip that I have for you is to well, you would have to forgive you will have to forgive me for this, because I actually kind of forgot the name of the substance, that was injected on me. But I basically went through this 5-month treatment, where a doctor injected like some type of solution on different areas of my body, and like the solution was supposed to restore my muscle tissues, and also was supposed to like give me energy. So if you find like a medical procedure that is kind of similar to the one that I'm describing, maybe you can actually figure out the name of that solution. Okay, so the solution or the substance is supposed to restore your muscle tissue as well as give you energy. All right. So as the fourth tip that I can give you is, to take care of of the psychological aspects, okay, of that dealing with ME/CFS, you know, has, okay, and or brings with it. So as you know by now, it's super important to take care of these things, and I have found that motivational videos are very, very effective with this sort of thing. So there's like, for instance, there's one that talks about everybody having 24 hours in a day, like no matter who you are or where you come from, like it actually like you only get 24 hours. So basically successful people, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is the fact that it's how they use their time. And so successful people obviously use their 24 hours wisely, while unsuccessful people don't. Another video talks about the importance of having a purpose in life, or a mission in life. And yeah, so your life's purpose is basically something that is supposed to like benefit others instead of your own needs. And so yeah, like your life's purpose has nothing to do with your ego, with what your ego wants, but rather it's something that it's like a passion that you have that actually ends up benefiting the whole or others. Yeah, so that's, I think, it's very, even though it is pretty hard to find one's purpose in life and one's mission in life, I mean, it's worth the try, okay? And it's important to find it and to try to, like, fulfill it as much as we can before we die, before we, go to the other side, so to speak. Another motivational video, and I think this is very, very important, is, another motivational video talks about, like, or that I saw talked about not playing the victim card. And I think that this actually happens to the best of us, okay? So like, even especially in our worst moments, where we find it like super hard to like do simple tasks and like move around the house or whatever, and when we're feeling like super weak, and that we lack mental strength and physical strength, and like when you feel like your brain is not functioning properly, and those are actually the worst moments, okay? And I feel you, I know what it's like, so basically, aside from the pain that we usually feel, or the generalized pain that we usually feel all around our bodies, our minds don't work properly. So it's like, it's very, very tough, okay, to like deal with this sort of thing. And it is hard not to feel like a victim when you're feeling so bad, okay, when you're feeling so sick. But at the same time, what you have to realize is that people that are going through chronic illness that like we have, or like we do, we only have two options in life. We can either lay in bed, okay, or sit around 24/7 and watch pretty much watch our own lives pass us by right in front of our eyes, and like pretty much like wait until we die, you know, um, or we can take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and like use all this anger, all this frustration, all this feeling of helplessness and feeling of impotence, and all this, and channel all this negative energy into like creating a mindset of determination towards the achievement of our own goals and our own desires. So as long as you take the negative all this negative energy and transform it into positive energy, then you're good to go, then you're on the right track. Another thing that I have found useful to like not feel like a victim anymore is to try to take advantage of all this suffering, uh, you know, uh, like okay, so instead of having all the suffering that I've been going through take advantage of me, on the daily basis, I basically have chosen to take advantage of it by learning, all the life lessons and all the wisdom and all the new knowledge that it brings with it. Okay, I don't know if that makes any sense, but so yeah, so like you're actually gaining a lot of new knowledge and a lot of wisdom that other people are not getting, from all this experience that you're going through. um, and yeah, it's important that that's a way to feel empowered instead of feeling like a victim. Another way to you can use to like feel empowered is by realizing that you actually have the ability to like inspire the people around you. Like you have the ability to show your closest friends and family members what life is all about. Okay, so because out of all people, okay, what life is all about. Um, you know, so if you're going through all this, so basically life is about like pushing forward, moving forward. I don't have to tell you this because you already know it, but you know yeah, for those of you who are just watching this video just because, then life is about moving forward, pushing forward, overcoming obstacles, fighting for what you think you deserve in life, also fighting for what you believe in. So yeah, just keep your spirits up, okay, and because that's important. And I mean, I know, I am aware that like all these psychological techniques are like easier said than done, but at the same time you can either be your best friend. You have to realize that you can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. So one option serves you, the other doesn't. So which one do you want to choose? Okay, so as a final technique, or sorry, as a final tip, I would like to mention that there are lots of support groups for people suffering from ME/CFS out there all over social media. And on there you can actually feel like you're not on this fight, you're not in this fight, you're not alone in this fight. Okay, so that's actually a pretty good feeling to have. Okay, to know that you can actually count on other people to like talk about what you're going through and all these things, so, and for free basically. So yeah, just I really hope that you can get some recovery soon, like I have. Thankfully over the past 10 months I've been, it hasn't been easy for me, like it hasn't been like like all smiles and happiness for me, either, for the past 10 months, but it has been like quite a struggle. But at the same time, I've actually seen a lot of progress, and I really hope you can, find your own, relief as well, and soon. All right, with that said, I wish you the very best. Take care.